this screen right here talks about both the red line are defaults in the secondary market, and the green line are voluntary prepayments. As you can see right now, that defaults have been at or near historical lows for the better part of 2.5 years, and even now we're below basically a CDR, or the amount of defaults annualized per year, of less than 1%. And again, if you look at history going back to 1999, we had a hiccup during the credit crisis, and now we're at historical lows. So that's beneficial because in the secondary market, you really don't care why the loan disappears, default or voluntary prepayment. You just care that it either stays or it leaves. So as one of the components of prepayments, with defaults being so low, that is very beneficial and helpful to people in the secondary market, obviously, as well as people who own the non-guaranteed portion. On the voluntary side, we had this peak way back in 06, prior to the credit crisis, when people could get a loan. If you could fog a mirror, you could get a loan. And people were refinancing a tremendous amount of their debt. So that peaked at over 20. CRR, again, which is the CPR, but just for voluntary prepayments. And that bottomed out, as you'd imagine, during the credit crisis, because nobody could get a loan during that time period. And now we're starting to see things start ticking up. So this line here suggests that we're going to keep going like this into the future, and I'll leave it to the professionals as to what they think is going to happen in the future. But we're definitely seeing an upward trend in voluntary prepayments. In fact, last month was the first time we saw CPRs, or prepayment speeds, above 9% since 2010. So again, the combination of voluntaries and defaults were over 9% for the first time in a while. And I think also the guys in the professionals later on after the session will talk about what their feelings are of prepayments and how they've impacted their positions and pools that they're created. So this kind of puts it into where we're going. Again, prepaid voluntaries are rising, and defaults have stayed and look like they're going to stay low for quite a while. So the question now is, how high is this going to get, and how is that going to impact the secondary market?